Welcome back. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo ordering water companies to cut their consumption by 15% over the next few years. It's to protect Long Island's vulnerable underground aquifer that provides our drinking water. But these reductions won't come easily, and it will require all of us changing our habits.
It's something we take for granted. Just turn on the faucet and an abundant supply of fresh water comes pouring out.
This chart shows how dramatically water levels have dropped in the past, especially during times of drought.
The water table could drop a few feet and you could be in a drought situation.
Excessive watering of lawns is the biggest culprit when it comes to wasting water on Long Island, and it can lead to a dramatic 125% increase in water usage from May through September. Nassau County homeowners are already restricted to watering their lawns every other day, but this year they'll face new requirements.
Nassau County has an ordinance that was recently updated just this year that requires rain sensors, and they be certified by a lawn irrigation specialist.
By using this, you can save water.
Lawn irrigation experts are touting new wireless smart sensors that can tell when a lawn has been watered enough and then automatically turns the system off. Massapequa homeowner Rosalind Amadio says she's willing to give the smart sensors a try to keep her lawn green, well aware that Long Island's sole source of drinking water comes from an underground aquifer.
I care about it because we only have so much water down in the aquifer, and when that's gone, we're not going to have anything.
Water managers say that aggressive conservation now will keep Long Island's water supply plentiful, and that everyone can pitch in through simple measures such as quickly turning off running tap water. If not, mandatory water rationing could be in the island's future.
And here with us now is Ty Fuller. He is a vice chairman with the Long Island Water Conference and also a lead hydrogeologist with the Suffolk Water Authority. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
This is a big topic. What do you think is job number one for meeting the governor's goals?
Well, I think job number one is encouraging conservation, educating our customers as to what the governor wants in terms of the overall conservation initiative. Right now, the DEC has asked that all water suppliers reduce their amount of peak demand pumpage by 15%. That's based on what the 2012 pumpage numbers were. And this is something that we've been speaking to our customers about.
See, now you get all the rain that we've had the last few weeks, and we're not in drought conditions,
Right.
and it kind of goes away. People kind of forget about it, right? But it can change like that. Last year, we kind of experienced some drought at times, didn't we?
Yes, we can. The DEC actually issued a drought warning in July of last year. And, you know, again, this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah, so you wonder if this is achievable, though, because people are going to have to change their habits, especially when it comes to watering lawns. Like, for instance, in Nassau County, it's required now that you have these rain sensors and that someone comes and certifies that your system's not leaking. Do you think people are going to realize that they need to comply with this? And how can you comply with it?
Well, here's the thing. The EPA right now, they estimate that 50% of outdoor water use is wasted. That's through either runoff, through evaporation, improperly configured irrigation systems. So when you consider that amount of waste, or the fact that people sometimes have automatic timers that run when it's raining outside.
Which is kind of crazy.
It's
You're watering your lawn when it's raining.
Yes, it is. So when you think of just small changes, something as small as instituting a rain sensor, you know, that will, you know, collect water, and if it fills up, it'll stop it'll stop the irrigation system.
Yeah, and then that truly saves. And it costs a couple $100, but I understand some of the water authorities are offering a partial reduction of about
Massapequa,
right?
and I have to give credit to Stan Carey, the superintendent of Massapequa Water. Right now, they're offering a rebate for smart irrigation systems with the Suffolk County Water Authority as well. We're offering account credits for people that purchase irrigation timers. So there are a lot of things you can do.
Well, now you have the odd-even rules in Nassau County. Suffolk doesn't have that. It wasn't passed by the legislature. It's been talked about. May be coming. You never know if we run into drought conditions again. But we see these properties where not only are the lawns being watered, but even the side of the property where, you know, even like estates, you go out east, mansions to the Hamptons, and you'll see the run-up to the properties are being watered with dozens of sprinklers. what can be done to stop people from wasting water like that?
I'm glad you asked that. You know, right now we've been working closely with the Irrigation Association of New York, and they've taught us a lot of things. You know, one of the things I've learned recently is that an improperly configured sprinkler system, a sprinkler head that's improperly configured, can waste as much as 2 to 4 gallons per minute per head. You know, when you consider the fact that you have more efficient sprinkler heads that can conserve as much as 40%, the fact that you can institute rain sensors, you have smart irrigation controllers that look at the overall weather patterns. You know, these things, you know, you can conserve that much more water.
Now, another big issue for particularly all of us is this dioxin that's showing up in our waters. I think it's called 1,4-dioxane.
1,4-dioxane,
It's
yes.
found in all these household products. You're putting it in. People are putting it in their hair, on their face. It's in creams. It's in shampoos. It's not just in the water, but it's a possible carcinogen. And you guys are working on a test pilot program to remove it. How is that going?
I'm glad you mentioned that. And, you know, I definitely want to extend, you know, a credit to the Suffolk County Water Authority and Engineering Department, in particular Joe Recaro and Scott Meyer-Dirks. They're overseeing the construction of it. 3 years ago, we started a pilot project for the removal of 1,4-dioxane. Right
Which
now,
this map shows where
yes,
it's showing up in wells.
Exactly. Right now, it is an unregulated contaminant, and what we found was that it is not removed through conventional treatment. And by that, I mean, you know, carbon treatment or other practices.
The ways you usually clean
the ways
water.
we would usually do. So a few years ago, there was a pilot project started to do what's known as advanced oxidation process, AOP. And what that does is it uses a combination of UV light and hydrogen peroxide to create this powerful oxidant that can destroy that 1,4-dioxane molecule.
So it is working then? You've been able to remove it?
Well, through that pilot project, we had shown that we were able to remove 97%.
Wow.
Now, from that, you know, we started a full-scale system that was just recently constructed. At this point, we're going through the final QA/QC. In the next couple of weeks, we will be running that. It does have to be tested further and then approved by the State Department and the local county just to make sure everything is running fine. Because again, this is there's no proven treatment options, and this is a viable one, but we want to make sure that it works.
Sure we're not doing anything that's harming ourselves.
No, that's true. That's true. So
but now it's been estimated by the EPA a 1 in a million risk if we're at the levels of 0.35 parts per
that is
million.
the reference guide.
So that doesn't seem very high to people, and the cost for this is pretty high.
Well,
right?
when we approved the pilot project, it was $900,000.
Wow.
That's what we approved for this pilot project.
That's just for one system?
That is for one system at one of our well fields, so it would represent a significant cost throughout the island at places that you do find it.
So now you see where some of that $2.5 billion that the governor wants to spend on water quality could be used.
I'm very happy with what the governor has done. I mean, he's shown, and I think we've all seen, you know, how important water is for Long Island.
No question about it. Ty Fuller, he's with the Long Island Water Conference. We want to thank you for stopping in and explaining what changes are going to be needed for us to make sure we keep our water supply up and running and clean. Thank you very much.
Thank you.